Welcome. It's the Illblurmatic, Matic. It's the illest blur in the land. Welcome back to Illblurmatic. What's one? Let's thank you so much for commenting, liking, subscribing. Let's get into today's new video. Today's new video is something that I honestly can say, man, this is probably the best news I've heard from DC in quite a while. I meant to talk about it a while back. It may be new news to some of y'all. It may be old news to some of y'all, but let's talk about it. Co-CEO James Gunn confirms animated movies will be getting theater releases. Yes! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Man, I cannot wait. Like, honestly, I was like, I like where the direction that is going with DC right now for the animated movies. Honestly, they release a lot of animated films for DC, and I often wondered, I was like, why is no one trying to release these movies out in theaters? Like, yes, of course, DC does have some animated movies that goes to theaters, but majority of them are home releases, meaning that you can go pick them up at Walmart, Best Buy, Target, even freaking Amazon if you need to. I like that James Gunn is not like being one-dimensional about it, because the thing is, they're releasing way more animated movies than they are live comic adaptations. So the thing is, this could be a way to get this company out of $1 billion debt, because a lot of us enjoy the animated stuff more so than the live adaptation stuff. Flash was the biggest flop for DC. Like I said, Shazam 2 didn't do really well in the box office. So now they have to understand, like, well, maybe we can generate cash by releasing these animated movies that are going to come out in the future for DC Studios in theaters, which makes complete sense. If you really think about it, it makes complete sense, all right? Definitely a good way to look at it. Not just limit yourself on only the live adaptation stuff. Yes, focus on the animated department, because after all, if you really think about it, the animated department has the lane. They have the way to make additional money for DC Studios, also the bigger company, Warner Brothers. Now, the other thing is, this is a way to pretty much up the competition, because we all know Marvel and DC have their rivalry. And the thing is, Marvel doesn't have a lot of animated movies. Yes, they had animated movies in the 2000s, but the thing is, DC is generating more of these animated movies. And this is something that they don't have. The competition doesn't have that many movie releases for animated wise. So it's definitely a good way to look at it. Not just that they're, the other thing that I mentioned where the live movies weren't really that great, but also this could be a way to step beyond the competition that they have with Marvel. So that's the other thing. And me personally, I think it's a great idea. Honestly, there were movies that I bought, like, these past couple months, and I said, man, if they would have put this out in theaters, DC and Warner Brothers would have had cash flow all day. They would have had some money, because the movies are generally better. The animated movies, that's their strongest point. So I was like, yeah, y'all should be capitalizing off of this. Like, why y'all not capitalizing? I'm trying to figure this out. Trying to make it comprehend, But I think it's great that they want to go with that approach. James Gunn had mentioned, even before he became co-CEO, that was his objective. It was to not just focus on the live comic book adaptation movies, but also to understand that our strongest point within our studio right now is the animated films. Definitely great that he doesn't see it where it's not a disadvantage, but more so an advantage to help Warner Brothers and DC get out of this $1 billion debt that they're in. And I think in a way, this is going to be a thing that people want to see. Honestly, I'm sure there are other DC fans out here that have been patiently waiting like I have. Like, hey, like, are we going to get more DC releases coming out in the future in theaters? And now that that question's been answered, like I said, I can't wait. I cannot wait to go see these animated movies in theaters and not just have to go to the store and buy them. But I definitely think this is a good look for DC Studios, but also Warner Brothers, the parent company. And there's opportunity in it. I mean, Warner Brothers Animation department is doing good. Even though they got a new president, the company is still afloat with these DC animated movies. But you guys tell me in the comments, are you looking forward to going to see a lot of these DC animated movies in the future to come out in theaters? Or were you the person that would rather prefer to go to the store and pick them up and buy them? And my next question is this the big advantage over Marvel with DC being able to have more movie releases? Do you think this will make the company become more successful because of the DC animated movie releases versus the live adaptation movie releases? But it's a blur living in the world, guys. Thank you so much for commenting, liking, and also fully watching the video, guys. Have a wonderful day, guys. I'm out.